students, today we are going to start mathematics of grade 7, chapter number 1, integers. So let's discuss about integers. So what is integer? What is an integer? Integer is a bigger collection of a whole number and a negative number. It means whole number, as you know that whole number, it starts from 0, 1, 2, 3 and so on up to infinity. And negative number. Negative number, you know that it is -1, then -2, -3, -4 and so on up to infinity. So it is a bigger collection of a whole number and a negative number. Let's discuss about this on a number line. So here put 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Here -1, -2, -3, -4. So this is a number line on which 0 is in the middle. You can see here, on the right side from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 means positive numbers are there on the right side. From 0 on the right side positive number are there, and from 0 from the left side negative numbers are there. Here negative numbers and here positive. So here 0 is neither negative nor positive. 0 is neutral here. So you know that from 0 then so on, these are known as whole number, and from -1 here you know as this is a negative number. Negative number. So it is a bigger collection of a negative number and a whole number. So from this, you know that from this you will get that what is an integer. So integer is a bigger collection of a negative number and a whole number. Now I explain you some more about number line. So this is a number line 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. -1, -2, -3, -4. So here you can see here 0. From 0 to the right side it is a positive number, and from 0 to the left side it is a negative number. So here you can see here -1. So -1 is the greatest negative integer. -1 is the greatest negative integer among all the negative integers. Now here -2. So here -2 is smaller than -1. Here you can see -3 is smaller than -2. -4 is smaller than -3. So as you go from this side, you can see that the further number are lesser than the before number. Okay, so here -4 is lesser than -3. Okay, -3 is lesser than -2 and -2 is lesser than -1. So -1 is the greatest negative integer. Now come to the properties. So here there are different properties. First is closure properties. Closure property. So what is closure property? So closure property under addition, So if you add any of the whole number, any two whole number, you will get the whole number. The sum of two whole number, you will get a whole number. It means if you add 5 plus 1, you will get 6. Right? So this is an integer. If you add any of the whole number, you will get an integer. Then closure property under subtraction. So if you minus any of the whole number, any two whole number, you will get the whole number. It means if you minus 5 minus 1, then you will get 4. So this is also a integer. This is also an integer. So result is that answer comes in an integer. So if you add or subtract any two of the whole number, you will get the whole number. It means the result is an integer. Now closure property under multiplication. So before we have seen closure property under addition and subtraction. So if we add or subtract any of the whole number, we get the whole number. So now let's see closure property under multiplication. So if you multiply any of the whole number, you will get the whole number. 6 into 3, it is 18. So this is also whole number. So it is closed under multiplication. Let's see in division. So under division, so if you divide 3 by 6, so it is 3 upon 6, 3 ones are and 3 twos are. So it is 1 upon 2. So 1 upon 2, this comes in a P upon Q form. So this is a fraction. This is not an integer. So this closure property under division is not closed. So here we didn't get the integer. So it is not closed in division. So closure property is closed in addition, subtraction and multiplication, but not in division. Now next is commutative property. So commutative property, if you add any of the whole number in any order, if you add any of the whole number in any order, you will get the whole number. It means, for example, if you add a plus b here, if you add a plus b in here, this is LHS side and this is RHS side, and b plus a both are equal. It means 2 plus 1 is equal to 1 plus 2. You will get the same answer here, 3 equals to 3. It means LHS equals to RHS. It means if you add any two whole number in any order, you will get the same in both the side. This means commutative property. So here commutative property is only for addition, because subtraction is not closed for commutative property. For example, if 2 minus 1 and here 1 minus 2. So here 2 minus 1, it is 1, and 1 minus 2, it is minus 1. So both are not equal. So it is not closed in subtraction. It is closed in multiplication. If you multiply any of the number, you will get the same number in both the sides. So in any of the order, if you add any of the whole number in any of the order, you will get the same in both the sides. So it is closed under multiplication, but again it is not closed in division. If, for example, if 4 divided by 2 and 2 divided by 4. So if I divide 4 with 2, I will get here 2, and here 2 upon 4, it means 1 upon 2, which is not equal. So 2 divided by 4, that is 1 upon 2, and here 2. So both are not equal. So it is not closed under division. So commutative property is closed in addition and multiplication, but it is not closed in subtraction and division. Now the third property is associative property. Associative property. In associative property, if you make any of the group here, A plus B plus C, here this group. In addition, first I take the group A and B. In group A and B, and C is the separate, and here A plus, I take this in a group B plus C. So here both the LHS equals to RHS. Let's see number. If I take 1, 2 plus 3. Here 1 plus 2 it is 3. 3 plus 3 it is 6. Here 1 plus, here the grouping is in between 2 and 3. So here 1, here 3 plus 2 that is 5. 5 plus 1 that is 6. So here both are equal. So it is closed under addition. So here addition is closed under associative property. Here let's check the subtraction. If I take grouping here and here. So here 3 minus 2 minus 1. 3 minus 2 minus 1. Here this is the group. So here A is taken as a 3, B is taken as a 2, and C is taken as a 1. So this 3 minus 2 it is 1 minus 1, here 0. 3 minus 2, but here minus is given before bracket, so we have to change the sign. When we open the bracket, we have to change the sign inside the bracket. So 3 minus 2 plus 1. 3 minus 2 it is 1 plus 1, it is 2, which is not equal to 0. Here both are not equal, it means LHS is not equal to RHS. So here the subtraction is not closed under associative property. This is the subtraction, it is not closed under associative property, and addition is closed under associative property. Now come to multiplication. So let's see associative property closed under multiplication or not. So under multiplication, so here A into B into C, here A into B into C. So here I take the group A and B into C, and here A into group में B into C. So here if I take 2 into 1 into 3, here 2 into 1 into 3. Let's check. 2 ones are, it is 2 into 3 here, 2 into 1 3s are, it is 3. So here 3 2s are, it is 6, and here also 6. So here LHS is equal to RHS. So it is closed under multiplication. So associative property is closed under multiplication. Now let's check associative property under division. Under division. Take this grouping and here this one. 2 divided by 1 divided by 1 divided by 3. Here 2 divided by 1 divided by 3. So here if you divide 2 divided by 1, so it is 1, and here 1 divided by 3. Here 2 divided by 1 divided by 3. So these both are not equal. You can see here LHS is not equal to RHS. So this division is not closed in associative property. So associative property is not closed under division because LHS is not equal to RHS. So here associative property does not hold division. So associative property is not closed under division. So from this you can conclude that associative property is closed under addition and only in multiplication. It is not closed under subtraction and division because here LHS is not equal to RHS. So now next is distributive property. Distributive property. Suppose here A and here B plus C is given. So here in bracket B plus C is given and outside A is given. So what we have to do? We have to multiply A with B and with C. So it is A B plus A C. Because here A is given, we have to take this common. So it is A bracket B plus C. If you want to expand this, then it is AP plus AC. So this is the distributivity of multiplication over addition. Now this is the distributivity of multiplication over addition. Suppose here in A 2 is given and here 3 plus 4. So A is equal to 2, B is equal to 3 and C is equal to 4. Here this number is given instead of this alphabet. So we have to multiply 2 with 3. Here we have to put plus sign because here plus is there, and 2 into 4. So it is 2 3s are 6 plus 4 into 2, that is 8. So 6 plus 8, it is 14. So our answer is 14. So here we have to use this property like this. This makes multiplication easy. For example, 96 into 4 is given. So here 96. We can write this 96, that is 100 minus 4. So 100 minus 4, that is 96. Here we have to write 4 outside the bracket. So what we have to do now? We have to multiply this 4 with 100. Instead of here, I put 4 here. Okay? So it will be easy for you to understand. So 4 into 100, that is, we have to write 4 into 100. Here minus is given, so we have to put minus. And here 4 into 4. So 4 into 100, that means 400 minus 4 4 it is 16. So here what we have to do? Here we have to minus 16 from 400. So it is 10, here 9 and here 3. So 10 minus 6, it is 4. 9 minus 1, it is 8 and here 3. So our answer is 384. So in this way, if you are doing like this, if you are solving this sum like this, then it will be easy for you to understand. Like if you are using 96 is given, so if you are taking this as 100 minus 4, so it will be easy for you to do multiplication. Now next is here, let's see this in minus also. Here B minus C. So here we have to multiply A with B and minus here A C. So you can see that this is the distributivity of multiplication over subtraction. If you are taking some number here and 3 here 1. So I have to take 2 into 3 minus 2 into 1. So it is 6 minus 2. So answer is 4. So this is the distributivity of multiplication over subtraction. So here distributive multiplication over subtraction. So this is the distributivity of multiplication over subtraction. So here we completed our properties. So dear student, here we completed the different properties. We had seen closure properties, then commutative property, then associative property and distributive property. So here we completed different types of properties. Now let's come to the next topic. So dear students, now come to the next topic, that is additive identity. So here additive identity, it means when you add 0 with any of the number, with any whole number, when you add 0 with any whole number, you will get the same digit. Like if you are adding -8 with 0, you get -8. If you are adding 8 with 0, you get 8. It means this is the 0 is the additive identity here. Here 0 represents additive identity. Now next topic is multiplicative identity. Multiplicative identity. So multiplicative identity, it means when you multiply any whole number with 1, you get the same number. It means when you are multiplying 8 with 1, you get 8. When you are multiplying -8 with 1, you get -8. So here 1 represents the multiplicative identity. So additive identity, it is 0 and multiplicative identity, it is 1. So now next topic is additive inverse. Additive inverse means suppose we are taking -8. So we have to write the additive inverse of -8. So it is 8. Suppose we are taking 8. So the additive inverse of 8 is -8. Means you have to write the opposite of the number. If you are taking -8, then the additive inverse of -8 is 8. And if you are taking 8, then the additive inverse of 8 is -8. Yes, so dear student, here we completed our explanation topic. So I hope you understand this very well. So keep practicing. Thank you so much.